Good morning. I'm somewhat jealous or resentful, I don't know, of people like Tom, Northwest Pipe Smoker. Man can clench his pipe and recite tongue twisters at the same time with no problem. I can't even say good morning and be understood. How do you do it? Let's see. I sound like, I don't know, Mushmouth from Fat Albert. In any case, I'm having a little old dark fired. Or a lot, I guess, in this pipe. New BRTV guide is out. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. There's a stunning photo of Derek Tant on the cover. Stunning. I've been a little more active on Twitter in the last week or so. I started following George Bruno again. I was following him early, before he had 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I stopped following him about 10,000 subscribers. His content had changed, and it wasn't at that point where I was and where he was were two different places. I have a great deal of respect for him. But I saw a few things retweeted that kind of piqued my interest, and I went back and checked his channel out. Watched a few videos. I subbed to him again. He was the person that got me into the YTPC initially, or that started me down the path that led to my becoming interested in the YTPC. And I've started following several different pipe guys over on Twitter. One of them asked an interesting question, which I've seen asked before, I believe. And I think I'll talk about this in my live later today. The question was, how much energy could we generate if we put solar panels on top of all the Walmarts in the United States? So I tried to figure it out. And I think I came up with a pretty reasonable, semi-well-educated guess. Not as simple as you may think, but George Bruno asked a question on there. What is the cause of your greatest failures? And I don't mean like a flat tire. I'm talking personally. What have you done, or how have you acted, or what quality do you have that has led to your greatest failures? I answered it with one word: selfishness. When I go back and look at all the failures and poor choices and things like that in my life, that seems to be a recurring constant. I guess a recurring constant is kind of a recurring theme, or a constant, whichever you choose to attribute to it. What about you? What's the cause of your greatest failures? A question was also asked: what is the optimal or acceptable age difference between spouses or relationships, however you want to look at it? I guess you could say, what age difference is too much? At what point does age difference become an issue? I think there's merit in the idea that they should be somewhat closely linked in age. Both mentally, physically, emotionally, experientially. If you have some sort of a common ground, I think it makes it easier to understand the other person in various ways. What they're experiencing, what they're going through, those are the same thing. How they view life, goals, the future. Where I think it becomes a problem, like my wife and I are about 3.5 years apart, almost to the day. So she was born in 71, I was born in 67. So we have the same general knowledge about the history of the time, pop culture, what TV shows we liked, what movies we grew up with, what music we liked, that kind of thing. We both reached the age of maturity. I mean, this is debatable on both parts, I guess. Around the same time historically. We're both physically in the same general spot. We both had the same kind of ideals based on the point of time that we were born in. And then I think that plays a large part in the ideals that we have, not just us, but we as a people. Generally speaking, people that are born in the World War II era look at life differently than people that were born in the Vietnam era, or people that were born in 2005. So I think around 8 or 10 years, you probably start pushing the envelope on similar life experiences and similar life patterns and things like that. You may think it's not really a big deal for a 45 or 50-year-old man to be married to a 20 or 25-year-old woman. Well, it's not really a big deal in and of itself. But when one reaches the age of 50, and the other is 75, you're in completely different spots in life. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I just think for each person, I think there's an optimal answer, and that's for you to decide. Anyway, just kind of a ramble, a couple of different things. If you stuck around this long, look for me to go live today, Friday, around 2:30, 3 p.m. Pacific, 11:30, 12 o'clock. Got my time zones wrong. That would be for 9:07 Piper. 5:30, 6 o'clock Eastern. Ten 10:30, 11 o'clock UK. Two 2:30, 3 o'clock in Iran. So, until then, folks, enjoy your pipe, and for heaven's sake, ignore the hype.